Crazy Dave 399. Definitely our highest rated opponent at 1876 so far. So he plays e4. We'll go c5. After knight d5, he can just take the pawn. Yeah, he could have taken d6 there as well. That's definitely true. I was going to take the knight on f6, have the queen take, and then play like bishop to b2 to pin his knight. That was the idea. I kind of forgot to mention that in the analysis. But he could have taken the d6 pawn after knight d5. All right, we're going to go a6 here. This is kind of my personal pet opening. The Con Sicilian Con, whichever order you want to say it in. All right, we're going to go bishop to b4. Pin the knight. Also, we're attacking it twice, so he needs to guard it. And after he plays queen d2, we're going to go d5. I think black's already a little bit better here, surprisingly. Because now we have a lot of pressure on the c3 knight. We can actually just win a pawn here. Actually, this is an exchange. He takes back, bishop takes, and then we take the rook. We're behind on development, but we are just up material for nothing. I'm going to try to work on trading pieces off at this point. Castling is not bad, but it is a little risky because of like queen h5 ideas. So I'm going to work on just trading off pieces here at the moment. How to go about doing this the best way, though, is the question. If I castle queen h5, g6, queen h6, it's not bad. It's not a bad position or anything. How to go about this. So we're already better. We're just trying to figure out the best way to play. Knight d7, take, check. Move, check. That should be fine. All right, we're going to go knight d7, move the knight to f6, where it's supporting the king side a bit more, and then we might castle at that point. Behind development and still kicking? Yeah. We're up material, we're up the exchange, and a pawn, so that's the main plus. Even though we're up material, though, we have to be careful still. We can't just, fall asleep and expect the game to win itself by any means. Knight d5. Knight f4 will allow us to trade off some pieces as well. So that's the plan. He plays knight f5 because of the pin on the e-pawn. We can just castle here, I think is okay. Castling, he takes the pawn. Would that even work out? I don't think so. I don't think any sacrifices work there. It is a little risky though. Castling it's got some risk to it. Definitely has some risk. I think it's okay though. I think we have enough defense here. Let's see. First of all, we're not forced to capture the knight. Even though it looks like we should just capture it immediately, we're not forced to do so. There could be ideas of knight f4 to trade off more pieces. But I think capturing is okay. I don't think there's a way for him to immediately takes queen h5, though. I don't think this works. I don't think. We're playing f5 to hit the queen first. We're playing rook to... We're just playing king g8. King h8 maybe was better. King h8 was definitely better. We're down quite a lot of time, though, is the downside. Oh, man. We're going to b4. Hit the bishop. Down a lot of time. Probably going to lose on time, honestly. That's kind of unfortunate, but... we're playing e5 here. Rook here. Rook f7 was probably better. Yeah, rook f7 definitely better. He's going to check on f6. Oh, wow, surprisingly not. He has a draw here at the very least. At the very least, he's got a draw. Okay, now he doesn't have a draw. He's definitely messed this attack up. I feel like I'm back in the game. We're up a full rook here. Knight c6, keep e5 defended. Rook d8 next move. He definitely messed this attack up, for, unfortunately for him. We're just going to trade off the rooks here now. And because of the increment, I apologize for not being able to speak as much about the game. Rook g8 to counterattack the queen. And now we're just up a full rook, and the h6 bishop is under fire. I'll try to commentate about the game kind of after the fact, I guess. Sorry about that. Okay, now we just take this guy. If he plays queen takes check. Okay, that was an intense one. Crazy Dave definitely put out some crazy attacks here. This is one of those games where you definitely need a little bit more time to check all the defenses and whatnot. But okay, so we'll go over it. So the opening goes pretty standard. We win the exchange and the pawn early on, but you can never be too careful. Did I miss back rank mate? I might have. I definitely could have missed back rank mate due to the time factor. You can never be too careful with these situations. We're up the exchange and a pawn, but we're behind on development. Our king is not safe, and he has two bishops and a knight kind of aiming toward our king side. So I was a little iffy about castling here due to queen h5, g6, queen here, and then some kind of bishop maneuver. Or maybe he just goes for a full-on attack there. This probably was okay. I could have played queen here and then came back in for defense. Or f5 and then queen over for defense. This probably was okay. And then maybe f4 to kick his bishop around. Maybe that was the safer way. Knight d7 to knight f6 doesn't seem bad by any means. Knight f5 here, though, and then the sacrifice. He definitely is putting me on my heels here a bit. King takes queen g4. f5, queen here. Threatening. At this point, though, there's really not any big threats for white. c4, e5, bishop here. He should have played rook. Whoops. He should have played rook e3 here. Going for rook g3. I was going to have to play f4. Actually, this doesn't work out. He can just play bishop takes because of the pin. What do I do here? Yeah, this is actually not very good for black, actually. Despite being up a full rook, rook g3 is going to be a tricky one. And queen f6 is annoying. Maybe rook f7 was better here. That way g7 is covered, and if he goes here, I can just develop. And I think I'm okay. And then rook d8 next move. Instead, though, he played queen g5 check. He has a draw here at the very least if he wants it. I can't go to f7 because of the skewer. So he at least had a draw here. Rook d1, bishop e6, rook d6. I definitely can't take the rook because of queen g7 mate. Oops, too far. Once I go here, though, he's run out of threats here. And now it's all about just making use of my extra material. So, not a very complicated game. This is definitely one of those games where it's a very strong attack in a blitz game because your opponent doesn't have much time to think about defense. But I feel like in a long game, in a tournament game or something like that, with maybe an hour on the clock, the attack should not really work out for white. Black should be able to figure out better defenses, better than I played, because he definitely had some chances in there. But a good attack for a blitz game for sure, definitely. Did I miss back rank mate? Let me see if I missed back rank mate. Yeah, I did. Rook to d1 here. I missed rook d1. That would have been... Well, it's not mate, but it's much better for me. So I did miss that. Rook g8, take. Yeah, so... Oh, well. Let me scroll up here. Is that a single bet? This is